The Imperium of Man approaches its darkest hour. Its defenders lie scattered, spread thin across the darkness. Constant assaults bombard us from all corners of the galaxy. Wars led by the insidious alien Xenos. Limping home from one such brutal confrontation, the great battle barge Blood Crusader is waylaid by a panicked distress call from the Forge World planet of Gorgonum. A colossal space hulk has emerged from the heart of a warp storm and lies on a collision course with the Forge World. This monstrous conglomeration of wrecked starships adrift in the void for eons. The Great Derelict is a mass of secrets and dangers. And in their vast, echoing chambers lurk swarms of deadly creatures, the worst of which are the genestealers. Fanged, six-limbed, unrelenting and savage. They exist only to consume all life and to spread across the stars like a virus. A single squad of the Emperor's finest space marines is all that stands between this terrible threat and billions of human lives. The noble brothers of the Blood Angels go to meet their fate in the dark recesses of the Space Hulk.
This is Sergeant Taharia. In the name of Sanguinius and the Emperor, the squad stands ready. Bless your weapons and advance.
Lazaro here. I will spectrate in a moonlight form nearby. Could be Xenos.
Keep your weapons primed, brothers. Hold your fire until we make visual contact.
Blood Crusader to strike team. Sergeant, this is Captain O'Baldo. We read you on scry sensors. Visual feeds from your combat cameras are clear.
Your will, Brother Captain. How do you wish us to proceed?
We were summoned to destroy this Hulk, and so we will. A world lives or dies on our victory this day. The Adepts suggest you attempt to locate an ammunition store or an energy core that might be induced to detonate and fracture the derelict. Make your way deeper into the wreck. You know the drill, Sergeant. Deploy your squad and advance with caution. Dispatch any opposition you encounter without mercy.
Acknowledged.
Brother, I know it has been some time since you were last deployed as field commander. This squad has been thrown together by circumstance, and none of your men have fought alongside each other before. This is not an ideal situation, but I trust your courage and your skill.
Your faith in me will not be misplaced, Brother Captain. We shall not fail. Target in sight. Genestealer presence confirmed. I repeat, genestealers confirmed.
Suffer not the alien to live. All warriors fire at will. First blood. Mark it well, kinsman. But be wary. These genestealer filth never act alone. More will be coming. Scry scanners detecting multiple contacts inbound on your position. You have awakened a swarm! Sergeant, hold! I see Astartes' power armor on the visual feed. Go in for a closer look. Indominus pattern Terminator plate. And the chapter colors are those of the 13th, the Ultramarines. I'd warrant this kindred battle brother perished here many decades ago. It appears the Blood Angels are not the first Space Marines to board this Hulk. Perhaps we can access this fallen sun's combat recorder.
Theoretical. Our position will be overrun. We cannot hold. Tactical. Evacuation sequence has been initiated. It will not be enough. 200 life forms approaching. Brother Hilarion is dead. I am low on ammunition. They're everywhere.
The Ultramarines were overwhelmed and slaughtered. But why were they here? Move on, Sergeant. Perhaps this mystery will unfold as you proceed. Sergeant, I have deployed additional battle brothers to your location. A heavy weapons bearer and apothecary will join your squad. Wait. An Imperial warship is approaching the Blood Crusader. It bears the penance of the Inquisition.
Attention, sons of Sanguinius. This is Inquisitor Jost von Marburg, acting on behalf of the Holy Ordo Xenos of Terra. Stand to and prepare to receive new orders.
This is Brother Captain Ubaldo, commander of the Blood Crusader. Tell me, Lord Inquisitor, how was it possible for you to receive the distress call from Gorgonum? The warp storms in this sector are smothering all long-range astropathic communications.
We received no signal, Captain. We knew this space hulk would be here. Our records call it the Forsaken Doom, and we have been aware of it for a long time.
You knew. And yet, you sent no advance warning?
It is not your place to question the will of the Inquisition, Blood Angel. The Ordo Xenos has a special interest in this particular derelict. It changes nothing. Your mission is to attempt to save Gorgonum. You may proceed with my blessing.
Lord Inquisitor, I must speak. This is Wertran Lerzak, Fabricator General of the Forge World Gorgonum and faithful servant of the Machine God. I beg of you, we desperately need the support of the Ordo Xenos.
I have no troops, no battle retinue to offer. I am merely here to observe.
Observe, my lord? And may I ask why you will not intervene?
You may not, Captain.
Very well, Inquisitor. As for you, Fabricator General, my battle brothers have a mission and an enemy to kill. By the throne's light, that is all the Emperor's angels require.
We are most grateful, honored Captain. Although it may not be enough to halt the derelict's advance, Gorgonum's planetary and orbital defenses are at full alert. We will open fire on the Hulk when it is within range.
My crew and my kinsmen will take the brunt of this fight, fear not. But your expertise would be welcome aboard the Blood Crusader. Our ship still bears the wound of our last battle. I would bid you send us your most learned tech priests and all supplies you can muster. Sergeant Ahariel, heed me. I have conferred with our tech adepts, and we have prepared a strategy to destroy the Space Hulk. As we suspected, the scry sensors indicate that numerous energy cores are still active within the mass of the derelict.
And we are to destroy them, Brother Captain.
Indeed. But for this tactic to be effective, you will need to set several charges across the span of the Hulk and detonate them in sequence. The resulting chain reaction should split that behemoth apart. To achieve this goal, your squad must make your way deep into the inner quadrants. The danger will be grave.
Our faith shall be our shield, Captain. The Emperor protects.
Forgive me, Captain Ubaldo, I would speak with you.
Lexicanum Hagios, you have my attention.
Captain Ubaldo, before we embarked on this mission, I searched the archives for data on this derelict. I found nothing. The Blood Angels have never encountered this space hulk before.
But the Ultramarines did, and they did not live to tell the tale. This bodes ill. One cannot help but question how the Ordo Xenos know this ship.
The Inquisition must be here for a reason. Marburg is an expert on the genestealer species. He knows more than he is saying. My second sight tells me so.
Perhaps. But we will not bend our knee to him.
Our chapter needs the Gorgonum Forge intact, my lord. And our forces here are few. Respectfully, it would not serve us to let pride blind our judgment.
I will consider your words, Hagios. But for the moment, we must continue with our mission. Stand by. Transmitting map data now. Proceed to this location and plant a melter charge at the designated waypoint.
Orders acknowledged. Squad to combat formation. Weapons free.
We confirm the presence of Scorpion turrets in your area. They are still active, but their foe recognition software seems to be malfunctioning. You may be able to reprogram them.
Acknowledged, Brother Captain. Kinsman, look for any control panels.
This Scorpion turret is under our control. Resetting the targeting device. Seek out a service hatch in this chamber. It will lead to a power core within the wreckage of an Imperial Star Cruiser. Rig a charge to the core and arm it for detonation. Good. We read the charge's control signal.
One melter charge will not be enough, Captain. A dozen more will be needed just to make a dent in this abomination. These space hulks are a rusting sin before the face of the machine god. I cannot abide such foul and defiled machinery.
Keep to your repair work, Fabricator, and stay off the Voxnet. My battle brothers will do what needs to be done.
I have a target in sight. But wait, something different about this one.
It matters not, Brother Sergeant. Seek and destroy.
Captain, your attention. I see your men have found something of interest to me.
You intercepted our communications?
It is within my authority to do so. As your sergeant noted, some of these creatures possess an uncommon form, of a kind I have never encountered. I am intrigued.
Have no fear. Our bolters will make short work of it.
There are greater tools than weapons, Captain Ubaldo. Be advised, I am dispatching a remote servo skull to examine the Xenos remains and collect genetic samples. Knowledge of the enemy is a critical part of my mission.
The Ordo Xenos may continue with its own agenda, as long as it does not interfere with ours. We have detected a significant energy source at grid coordinates 23x75. If it can be rigged with explosive charges, we may be able to cause a catastrophic destabilization in this section of the Hulk. Heed me, brothers. It appears the Ordo Xenos wishes to speak with us. We have little choice but to hear the Inquisitor out.
Captain Ubaldo, Sergeant Tahariel, I address you both directly. My servitors have been probing the mass of the Space Hulk, and I believe we have located a large Xenos nest, a few corridors distant from the squad's current location. If you proceed on your present path, they will attack and devour you. But if you strike now in stealth, you may be able to take them unawares.
With all due respect, Lord Inquisitor, what purpose is there to engage in a fruitless assault that yields us no tactical advantage? That section of the derelict can be sealed off and bypassed.
Captain, I know the genestealer threat better than any soul within 100 light years. Those Xenos cannot be sealed off for long. They claw their way through any obstruction, and the longer you wait to exterminate them, the more they will gather their strength. But I will accede to your experience. This operation is under your command. For now.
I will give your advice the consideration it is due, my lord. Sergeant, take the most direct route toward the threat concentration. We will upload all available sensor data to your Auspex units.
These alien walls, this strange architecture. We're entering an Eldari wreck. Be on your guard, my brothers.
The malignant powers the Eldari wield spring from their obscene Xenos technology. Limit your interactions with the environment to the bare minimum. lest you become ensnared by it.
Some of the alien portals may still be operational. In other times, I would condemn the use of such things. But in the present circumstances, there may be no other option.
The datum from the Ordo Xenos shows 2 major concentrations of genestealers. Most appear to be in some kind of dormant, hibernative state. If you move quickly, you should be able to immolate the brood before they become aware of your presence. Strike swiftly, in the name of Sanguinius.
Aye, my lord. Brothers, speak the rights of combat and attack.
That was the last of them. May the angel be praised. We read no other contacts in your vicinity. Well done, my brothers. This area has been purged of the alien filth.
Fascinating. My observations show the behavior of this brood was most unusual. These creatures do not act in a mindless, ferocious manner as others of their kind do. On the contrary, they attempt to deceive, to outflank, and perform sneak attacks. Most intriguing.
Forgive me if I do not share your curiosity. Sergeant, your flank is now secure. Return to the primary mission and resume progression.
Aye, brother Captain.
Attention, Space Marines. We have just spotted a very strong single biosignal near the rooms you cleansed. It seems you have awakened something larger.
A single Xenos will pose little threat, Inquisitor.
The genestealers sometimes spawn very strong strains with their colossal powers. Even just one of these creatures can be a deadly threat.
Then I bid you transmit a copy of the biosignal so we might be warned of its approach.
Very well. Captain Obaldo, it seems my suspicions are correct. I have reviewed the genetic samples collected by my servo skull, and it appears some of the genestealers aboard that derelict are quite unique, never before encountered. Their strengths and capabilities are unknown.
All the more reason to eradicate them.
I am not certain you fully appreciate the consequences of this discovery, Captain. The tyranid species adapt constantly. This could be the next phase in their evolution. If we can collect a relatively intact specimen to dissect at our leisure, we will gain valuable insights, perhaps develop new tactics to use against them. The discovery of this space hulk could be a blessing for the entire Imperium.
You expect us to bring back the body of one of these monstrosities intact?
I do. Surely such a challenge is not beyond the abilities of the mighty Blood Angels.
What you ask is beyond the scope of this mission. We are here to save Gorgonum and its vital manufacturers, not to engage in a hunting expedition. If you came here for...
Captain, do not mistake this for a request. I make my demand on behalf of the Imperial Inquisition and Holy Terror. I am the Emperor's hand in word and deed. Would you defy the orders of one so empowered?
No, my lord. We will comply. Sergeant Zahario, you have your orders. Take one of them. Be on your guard. These orcish vessels are dangerously unsafe.
The captain speaks true. They're always unstable, prone to fire and explosion.
Watch out for chem leaks and radiation spills.
My servitors have located several of the unique genotype specimens nearby. Deploy your squad at once. Find the targets and get me one of those corpses.
Very well.
We stand ready, Brother Sergeant. This challenge shall be overcome.
The scry sensors read the presence of a biomorphic genestealer.
This is a unique opportunity. Do not waste it.
By the blood of Sanguinius. What new abomination is that?
That, my dear Captain, is a growth of orcish fungus. The greenskins breed through the spores it generates. I advise your men to seal their power armor. Their breather filters should protect them from mycelia infestation, but be wary.
See, Brother Sergeant, these creatures can die as easily as any other foe. There, on the deck, another Brother Astartes, fated to a forgotten death in this ruin. The insignia is that of the Dark Angels. The Sons of the Lions ventured here, too. Check him for any readable combat data.
We were deceived. There are no fallen here, only genestealers, countless numbers of them. But the signal we detected, it dates from the Black Ages, when the heresy of Horus Lupercal made his soul be blighted. How can this be? We failed. I am the last, and now they come for me. So be it. I will die with honor.
He spoke of a signal from the Age of Heresy. That cannot be ignored. We must investigate.
Your deceased cousin also spoke of deception, Captain. The taint of chaos and the unhallowed surrounds the events of those dark times. You and your men would do well to avoid such things.
We have the signal locked on, ready for transport. Take your specimen, Inquisitor. Consider it our gift.
Excellent. There are more of them close at hand. Take care not to damage them too much. The body has been secured in the examination decks aboard my ship, Captain. The Blood Angels have earned the gratitude of the Ordo Xenos.
You may keep your thanks. We still have a mission to execute.
Ah, but our association is yet to be concluded, Captain.
Explain yourself.
This derelict is a breeding ground for biomorphic genestealers. Other varieties may appear. I would have your squad retrieve them as opportunity arises, for the benefit of my Ordos.
I will not jeopardize our objective or my kinsmen for your agenda.
Those things are not mutually exclusive, Captain. As a gesture of my goodwill, I will dispatch additional materials for your men. These will aid the fulfillment of all our missions, and more will come, should your warriors secure other specimens, of course.
If I didn't know better, Brother Captain, I would suggest the esteemed Inquisitor is attempting to bribe us into his schemes.
He may try, Brother Sergeant, but we all know where our duty lies.
Captain, I sense a dark shadow of foreboding. I may have to board the derelict in person, my lord. My witch sight is clouded.
Perhaps. Ready yourself, Psyker, if you must. But know that if you depart, you will do so alone. I can spare no more men to accompany you. Brother Sergeant, the Inquisitor is making contact.
With respect, Brother Captain, our mission is at a critical juncture. We have little time to spare.
Captain, Sergeant, I am fully aware of your situation. However, my servants have identified several abnormal biosignatures in a nearby section.
Is this yet another order from the Inquisition, my lord? I must object.
Not this time, Lord Captain. This is a request. Though I consider the destruction and subsequent analysis of these abnormal genestealers important, I won't risk jeopardizing your current situation. I leave the choice in your hands.
Tahariel has command over there. I trust his judgment.
Very well, Captain. Sergeant, what do you say? Will you help the Ordo Xenos advance our knowledge of this enemy?
We can and we will, my lord. I understand the imperatives of the Ordo Xenos full well.
You made a bold and loyal choice, Sergeant. I expected no less. Deploy your squad in this area. The location of the abnormal signatures will be transferred to your sensoria.
Acknowledged. We will strike swiftly. We are their doom.
I wish I could be there with you, Tahariel, but the ship requires my guidance.
No more biosignatures, my lord. I believe we killed the last one.
Excellent. My sensors confirm indeed that you slew all the biodivergent gene stealers. We will teleport the bodies at once and begin dissections. This is an outstanding achievement, Sergeant. You have the thanks of the Ordo Xenos.
You bring glory to our chapter, Tahario. You surpass your ancient wounds and stand fast in the Angel's name. Continue with your mission, my brother.
At once, my lord. Battle brothers, maintain formation and proceed to the next waypoint.
Even if this sortie were to end now, I would deem it a success. Great strides have been made in our knowledge of the alien swarm.
I wonder if those strides will be any use to my kinsman.
We shall see, Captain Ubaldo.
Blood Crusader, this is Tahario. The squad is vectoring through the Orcish wreckage and tracking the closest target signifier.
Captain Ubaldo, this is the Fabricator General. I confirm that our planetary defenses are primed and ready to strike their targets. Time to deployment is 20 minutes standard.
Understood. Concentrate your firepower on the starboard section of the Space Hulk, away from the quadrant where the tactical squad is located. Sergeant, watch for incoming fire. The derelict will react to the damage in ways we cannot predict.
Throne and blood. Perhaps those damn cogs should stay in their forges.
On this day, with this task, we will accept all aid that is offered. And besides, they'll provide a useful diversion to cover my approach to the Space Hulk.
Brother Sergeant, you should be close to the next target location, an ammunition dump. Plant your detonators, but be cautious. The entire area is packed with explosive materials.
Squad, be on your guard.
Gorgonum Corps commands to 1st Orbital Squadron. Commence attack pattern Beta Omicron, targeting energy sources. May the eye of the machine god guide our calculus.
This is a defense frigate, Vibrant Steel. Warp distortions around the Hulk are too strong to maintain a correct attack vector. Recalculating. Vibrant Steel to all ships. Engage secondary thrusters to avoid collision. Repeat, engage secondary.
Can it be so? I see another luckless Astartes doomed by that hellish ruin. This accursed Space Hulk is the grave of 1,000 brother warriors. This one seems to be a son of Ras, a space wolf. Examine his combat recording so that we may hear his last words.
The trail I hunted on the Wolf King's path ends here for me. Mark my soul. I dreamed of seeing the face of mighty Leman Russ, but it was not to be. But my great hunt was not in vain. We found a trace of a great relic, an artifact that once belonged to the Emperor, the All-Father himself, lost during the heresy. But I will not live to see it. The Xenos spawn come for me now. Hear my tale. Know this is how I died.
The wolf speaks of the Emperor, of a relic from the deep past. My brothers, this is another omen. It was the Emperor's will that brought us to this wreck. We are here for a reason. We must learn more about this artifact. Watch your surroundings for any clue, any sign as to its whereabouts.
Cruiser tireless servant to all vessels. The Vibrant Steel is offline. We are assuming local command. Commence long-range fire with all lance batteries and macro cannons.
Priority orders from Gorgonum Corps Command. Withdraw to orbit quadrant Zeta 4, 5 and regroup for a second attack run.
Fabricator, pull back your ships! The formation is too dense. They will collide with the derelict or each other.
Our program is capable. The spirit of Mars will guide them to victory. Tireless Servant, are you ready for the next attack wave? Servant, do you copy? Blood Crusader, are you receiving their signals? I cannot reach the defenders.
I fear they are lost, along with many more ships and brave soldiers of the Imperium. All to no avail. The power of this Space Hulk is immense. The dead become part of it, drawn in by its great gravitational pull.
We may thank the Emperor's light that our battle brothers were spared. Waypoint reached. Squad, plant your crack charges there.
I will experience a pleasure analog watching those orcish contraptions die in fire. Their imperfection is an insult to the Deus Mechanicus. Their destruction is a holy act.
Charge set, Brother Sergeant. Good work. If the rumors of a relic aboard this derelict are true, we must seek it out for the honor of our chapter.
You hear that? More of those Xenos?
Hardly, brother. It is I, Agios.
The Lexiconum, how did you find us?
I was guided by my preternatural sight. Fortunately, the attack by the Mechanicus' starships drove those foul creatures away. For now, at least.
Brother Lexicanum Hagios, you will assist Brother Sergeant Tahariel in the search for the relic. Your skills and your powers will be invaluable. If you have the opportunity to retrieve the artifact, you are duty-bound to make all sacrifices to do so. This is a most sacred trust, kinsman. The Emperor is watching.
And if we must choose between recovering the relic and the mission to save Gorgonum?
You know the answer, Hagios. The holy artifact touched by the Emperor's glory is more important to our chapter than the fate of a single Forge world.
There are ghosts in this place, calling out to me. I sense the imprint of our perished kinsmen, of sons of Russ lost and long dead. Their souls were torn apart by centuries adrift in the warp. And yet, the will of the Space Wolf lingers on. Such impressive fortitude.
Brother Sergeant, deploy your squad to cover Brother Hagios. His witch sight will lead you. You must protect him at all costs.
Understood, Brother Captain.
We cannot tarry. I hear the insects skitter minds of those Xenos abominations. They will soon draw close.
Moving forward. My Auspex reads a very faint Vox signal. Signifier icons indicate a distress call sent by warriors of the 6th chapter.
Captain Ubaldo, my sensors indicate that your warriors have diverted from the mission plan. I read them heading away from the next target location. What is going on? Explain.
It is not your concern, Fabricator General. This mission is under the directions of the Blood Angels, not the Adeptus Mechanicus. All objectives will be concluded in due course.
But, my lord, now is not the time to become sidetracked by other concerns. The Space Hulk is passing through the outer edge of our geomagnetic belt. Gorgonum is now exposed to the Rex contamination. The situation is critical. Captain, please respond. You hear me? Captain Ubaldo?
Close and seal that Vox channel. I have had my fill of that cyborg fool's prattle. We will proceed onward without his interference.
There, the remains of one of the Space Wolves. Hold fast for a moment. I will reach into the void beyond death, and I will seek what lingering scraps of his spirit may still endure.
Our 2nd squad was slaughtered like animals. May Russ and the All-Father know them and drink to their memory. They died with honor, atop 1,000-fold hill of alien corpses. Their names will be sung in our sagas. They paid with their lives to keep the relic safe.
Hagios, can you determine the location of the artifact?
I fear not, Brother Captain. This bold warrior's spirit fades now, like a guttering candle. Only these fleeting memories remain. Hold, brothers. I see the body of another wolf son. I will ask the Dark to summon the fragments of his soul.
Fire and pain is all that remain. The Wolf Lord protects the relic, but he lies trapped. We must not die unremembered. Our tale unknown. All data must be transmitted to our chapter. They must know how we met our ends. Downloading all tactical reports to Servo Skull Memory Bank. May we be evoked in the hall of our kindred.
A wolf lord? There. Do you see any sign of his body? And a servo skull?
There is a glimmer of thought haze nearby. A tiny ember. Perhaps it is the machine slave, still active after all this time. Yeah, I see it. This servo skull bears the mark of the wolf.
Your sight beyond sight has served us well once again, Hagios. What can the skull tell us?
It is damaged. The datum corrupted. But I will attempt to extract the content.
If I perish this day, I will not despair. Know then that we, the sons of Ras, found what was lost so many centuries ago. If it be a miracle, the power of the Golden Throne reaching across the infinite, then so it is willed. If it be the Wolf King Ras who led us here, then all for the better. But so it is. The relic. It is a great seal of the Emperor of Mankind, one touched by his own hand, gene-coded and authentic. Our scribes say it was lost when the traitor fiend Horus rebelled against his father, but no longer. With this object, the most important edicts of the Imperium were sealed for eternity. All that is sacred, our laws, decrees, and orders, everything that he gave to humanity, everything that has endured the test of time.
Can it be so? I dare not question. The relic is a seal of the Emperor himself. Its value is incalculable. We cannot let such majesty rot in that unholy place. In the name of our liege lord Sanguinius, we must liberate the artifact and see it returned to Terra.
If it be true, then the weight of destiny now lies heavy upon us.
My brothers, this discovery changes everything.
I mean no disrespect, brother Captain, but I must question our next action.
What do you mean, Lexicanum? Speak plainly.
We have a mission to fulfill. We are honor-bound to follow our duty to the citizens of the Imperium on that Forge world below. We have only the words of a warrior who lies centuries dead that this seal still resides somewhere in the mass of this great wreck. It could take decades to scour the hulk from bow to stern, time we do not possess. Would the Emperor have us sacrifice an entire Forge world, a world vital to our chapter, for the vain hope of finding a long-forgotten relic?
As always, your counsel is clear and insightful, Hagios. I will consider your words and weigh the price that must be paid. For now, continue with the mission at hand.
This wreck is a maze of darkened corridors, all alike. My Auspex readings are clouded. I fear we may be lost. Third Crusader, do you read us? Can you track our location?
Your Vox signal is barely readable, Tahariel. Our scry sensors cannot penetrate that section of the derelict.
Brother Sergeant, be wary. I hear the whispers of a powerful psionic mechanism nearby. We must be close to an archive chamber. Great Imperial law was often protected by immense psychic wards to hold back the taint of chaos. We should venture inside. There should be a schemata and deck plans for the ship within.
Proceed, Brother Lexicana. We will move as one.
It is as I thought. It will take some time for me to unbind these telepathic wards, Tahariel. It is delicate work, and I must not be interrupted.
Understood. Our men will secure the nearby hatches and weld them shut to give us time.
I must confess this mission troubles me greatly, Brother Sergeant. Do you agree?
I keep such questions to myself, Psycho. No good can come from dwelling in the past.
Indeed. I know of your past, Harriet. The loss of your squad in a desperate fight against the tyranids in the Cryptus campaign. Your grave injuries there, your wish to eschew command in the aftermath. But now fate has placed you here in that role once more. Against the same foes, with a new band of brothers to lead to victory. Or death. What say you to that?
You have not seen what I have seen, Lexicana. Do not presume to think you know my mind.
I am a psyker, Brother Sergeant. I know the minds of all men. It is my gift and my curse. And in you I see a son of Sanguinius who seeks redemption, but fears the path toward it. Your unspent rage nurtures you like cleansing fire. You must harness it, if you wish to survive to see another dawn on Baal.
There will be no Xenos victory here, Psyker. Not while I still draw breath.
Glad to hear it, brother. Ward Tertius removed. Now, let us see what awaits us inside this sanctified vault. It is always a moment of great significance when knowledge from the deep past is uncovered.
Strike team, this is the Blood Crusader. We have regained Vox contact. Report your status.
Aye, Captain Ubaldo. We hear you. I have accessed the archive tomb here. It seems the psychic wards holding it shut were interfering with our Vox signal. I have negated them, and we may now converse clearly.
Acknowledged. Continue with your standing orders and move on. Locate the next waypoint for the melter charges. Be watchful for any signs of other battle dead and those biodivergent genestealers.
Brother Captain, we're approaching the energy core of an Orc battleship.
Understood. Have you found any more data that might help locate the Emperor's seal?
Not yet, my lord. For the moment, we will remain on task to locate the next detonation waypoint.
Proceed, but once you have done so, resume your search for the relic.
It is here. I sense its presence, my brothers. Since we first arrived in this system, a strange pressure has been building in my thoughts. I believe it to be an omen from the Angel. Now, I understand. The seal must be psionically charged, like a beacon for psychers. As each of us is bound to the Emperor in his very blood, any Space Marine psyker must be able to connect to the spiritual essence of this sacred relic.
I will trust in you to lead our brothers to it, Hagios. May the throne illuminate your path. Sergeant, deploy your squad at the energy core. Access will be prevented by those blast doors, and nothing less than a macro cannon will breach them. You must seek out and activate the door control panels in order to proceed.
Perhaps the Space Wolves secured the doors to keep out the genestealers and preserve the relic.
Orders received and understood, Brother Captain, but be advised we will need to choose our priorities once the next charge is in place. The search for the seal, deploying the charges, retrieving the bodies of genestealers. I'm afraid it would be almost impossible to fulfill all three objectives.
On this, we are in agreement, Tahariel.
Captain, this is Inquisitor Marburg. My servitors have been monitoring the progress of your squad. It seems that your men are moving towards objectives of their own, outside the mission parameters. What is your explanation for this?
Nothing need be said. It is enough to know the Blood Angels are committed to their assignment.
I have no doubt of that, although we may disagree on what your assignment is.
For your information, my battle brothers are placing melter charges on the energy core of an Orc battleship. Does that reassure you, Lord Inquisitor?
I'm sure the Fabricator General will be pleased to hear that. As for myself, well, we will discuss that further in due course.
Path to the energy core is open. Proceed at once. Sensors read no signs of Adeptus Astartes' power armor. The wolves did not die here. Sergeant, set your detonator and then withdraw. Reading control signal from active charge. Good work.
I hear it. The seal of the Emperor of Mankind. Through space and time, through the warp and its screaming madness. I feel it. Pure and untainted. It is calling me. A vision forms. No. I cannot see clearly. A shadow in the warp blurs my visions. The Xenos pollute the images. We must continue the search.
Captain Ubaldo, your men are taking too long to destroy the Hulk. I remind you of your commitment to Gorgonum.
Watch your tone, Fabricator. We answered your distress call even though this ship was near crippled and heavy with battle wounded.
I am most grateful you did, but if we lose Gorgonum, the Adeptus Mechanicus will be most displeased. They will blame your chapter for failing them.
Do not try to blackmail me, Fabricator. You will regret it.
If I may interject, the Space Marines have been acting upon my orders. The needs of the Ordo Xenos have priority here.
We cannot lose valuable production units.
Gorgonum will not be sacrificed if we act swiftly. Respectfully, Captain Ubaldo, your search for these lost artifacts should be put aside for the greater good.
You know what we see, Inquisitor. The signal matches the oldest patterns of the Adeptus Custodes. As faithful servants of the Emperor, we must seek it out. I will not shirk from this duty.
Very well, Captain. The final word is yours. I only hope my trust is not misplaced.
Captain Ubaldo, our orbital defenses detect multiple unknown contacts emerging from the space Hulk.
They are savior pods, jettisoning from wrecked ships, activated by proximity to a planet's surface.
Genestealers are known to escape from derelicts using such methods.
If even a single one manages to make planetfall on Gorgonum, we are lost.
Your world will be tainted, Fabricator General. I would be forced to order a complete blockade, perhaps even declare exterminatus if the infection spreads.
I refuse to compute such a possibility.
Captain Ubaldo's blood angels may yet still prevail, if he is willing to listen to me.
Speak, Inquisitor.
A swarm of genestealers is assembling with the intent to escape the Space Hulk. Under my guidance, your squad could prevent that.
This is Tahariel. My squad stands ready.
Listen carefully, Sergeant Tahariel. You will deploy your squad here. A blast of Promethean fire in this area should trigger a limited chain reaction in the Orc ammunition storage compartments. The shockwave will collapse a section of the derelict where the genestealers are regrouping. Stand by. I am synchronizing your sensorium data with mine.
A bold plan, my lord. And a dangerous one. But pity you're not here to witness it in person. Brothers, weapons ready. Follow my lead.
Brother Sergeant, I hear the ghost voices of the wolves again. A fallen space marine is close by. Seek him out if you can.
Understood, Brother Librarian.
Sergeant, what would you have us do?
Your orders are simple. Stay alive. Destroy the Xenos. Go now.
Your men triggered an explosion with their flamer, detonating an Orc ammunition magazine.
Squad, situation report.
Aye, Captain. We are intact and proceeding toward the next target.
There are multiple heat sources in your area. Those fires may block your progress.
We are detecting a massive conflagration. What is your status?
It worked, Brother Captain. The entire compartment is on fire. Access to savior pods has been cut off.
Gorgonum will not forget this act of courage, sons of Sanguinius. We are most grateful.
Aye, but we must move swiftly, or this diversion will jeopardize the whole mission.
My mind! The pain! Brothers! Intense psychic activity from the brood! Bombarding my thoughts!
Astartes, your attention. A cluster of abnormal biological signatures is registered in your vicinity. I am transmitting the coordinates.
They are not in the path of the squad. Tahariel should be able to bypass them safely.
Is that the way of the Blood Angels? To avoid battle?
Do not test my patience, Lord Inquisitor.
We can deal with these creatures in short order. Have no fear of that.
Of course. The locations are being sent to you now.
Deploy your squad carefully. These mutated genestealers are deadly. Do not jeopardize our primary mission, Tahariel.
I'm confident of our victory, Captain. Inquisitor, do you read any more life signs?
None. You did well, Sergeant. I will recover this precious bounty forthwith.
Your Ordo's ability to scan the Hulk's depths is impressive. I will admit it gives us an important edge in this battle.
The combat prowess of your men is equally impressive. You would all be worthy to enter the Death Watch, should you wish it. My Psycho-Helot has analyzed the telepathic spike experienced by your librarian. It can only mean that the genestealers are amassing around your squad. The swarm will be upon you in moments.
You led my men to this, Inquisitor? Tahariel, assume defensive position at once!
We are trapped here, Brother Captain.
I have a solution to save your men, Captain Ubaldo. A deception of sorts, but it will take some time to prepare. Have them hold their ground in the meantime. There are several compartments close by which are suitable for holding a defensive position. I would suggest you use them to maximize your corridors of fire.
Brothers, seek out firing positions and stand firm. Enemy contact is imminent.
Tahariel, hold fast, my friend. History may be about to repeat itself.
Not so. Once before I lost my squad in a firefight like this, it will not happen again.
Aye, brother. You must exact vengeance at the tip of your blade for Sanguinius and the Blood Angels.
Thank you for this duty, my lord. If I must meet my end this day, I will suffer that fate alone. I break free of the shadow of my past and embrace the wrath of the angels.
You are a worthy son of Baal, Tahariel, as you have always been. Show these aliens the price of challenging our chapter's dominion.
Captain Ubaldo, I am connecting to the sensoria of your warriors. Do not be alarmed. Prepare yourselves. I will engage an experimental weapon that will render the Xenos attackers inert.
How is that possible?
The Order Xenos has many secrets. Let us say this is our game of mirrors. Blood Angels, this is Marburg. I detect an increase in biological activity. A large swarm of genestealers is moving toward your position.
Stand firm, my kinsman. You will be their doom. Inquisitor, if you are to do something, then do it. My warriors cannot hold out forever. Situation critical. Ammunition counts are low. The line is about to break.
Stand by. I am implementing the final protocol. I am almost ready. Do not falter now. Stand strong for the Emperor.
Blood of Baal, once more upon the breach, brothers.
And so it begins.
I sense a psychic storm. Where is it coming from?
Tahariel, Hegios, do you hear me?
The soul of Sanguinius. What happened?
Brother Sergeant, do you read? We lost all contact. The connection with your sensorium went dead.
It was uncanny. The genestealers, they suddenly stopped attacking. They simply stood still. Idle targets was to kill. We slaughtered them by the dozen before the rest came to their senses and fled.
You fought well, Blood Angels. I will personally inscribe an endorsement from my Ordo to your chapter master, Dante, telling him of your bravery. You provided me with a perfect opportunity to test a new deception weapon.
Are my men no better than experimental subjects for you, Inquisitor? And I must question why the Ordo Xenos did not use this secret of yours before.
We have, Captain, many times, and always with failure and death as the result. Be thankful that today fate showed you her smile. With all the data collected since the beginning of this incursion, I was able to increase the power of my secret tenfold. The resulting psychic assault sent a powerful wave of stimuli that temporarily blinded the genestealers surrounding your warriors. A most satisfying conclusion.
You have my thanks for the lives of my men, Inquisitor, but that is all. If I learn there is more you have been keeping from me, if I discover you have risked the life of a single Blood Angel for some selfish, personal agenda, there will be a great price to pay.
Strike team status. We have breached the hull of an Eldari starship, deep in the mass of the Space Hulk.
Understood, Brother Sergeant. You should be able to turn any Xenos energy sources to our advantage.
Hold! My Auspex shows strange readings. I'm detecting rising energy levels in all directions. In the silence, through the ether, I hear 1,000 voices whispering in the dark.
Confirming. We detect the same energy pattern. The subsystems of that alien craft are still functional.
Indeed so. I am familiar with these patterns. I believe Sergeant Tahariel's strike team has been detected by an automated defense system.
I see no weapons, no threat. Explain, Inquisitor.
It is a final defense mechanism designed to prevent the capture of an Eldari vessel by invaders. When enough energy has been gathered, it will trigger a catastrophic vortex implosion. If you are within the energy penumbra, you and your warriors will be dragged into the warp. I suggest a speedy withdrawal.
Brother Captain, retreat is impossible. The Balkans have sealed behind us. It's a trap. The Eldari strike at us from their graves.
You must find a way to deactivate the system. Wait! New contacts detected. Xenos life signals are converging on your position. Genestealers!
I have located what appear to be 2 power nodes on the Eldari ship. Destroying them should stop the energy buildup and neutralize the defense system, but you will need to act quickly.
Sending coordinates, Brother Sergeant! Find those targets!
Be aware, this will not be a simple act. The Eldari are always scheming, always difficult to overcome.
What do you mean?
Both nodes must be destroyed in rapid sequence, Blood Angel. Any delay in obliterating them will cause the vortex implosion to initiate prematurely.
Acknowledged. Squad, break formation for attack. I will lead the second group, brother.
There, you should be close to the primary power node. Remember, both must be destroyed swiftly, or all will be lost.
Quickly, go for the second node. The vortex energy has dissipated. The weapon is dead. Well done, kinsman.
Do not declare victory so soon. This is not over yet.
What say you? Another Eldari trap. The scry sensors are registering a powerful warp energy surge.
The voices return. Doubtless voices. Deafening my mind. Assaulting my psyche.
All contact with the strike team has ceased. All tracking beacons are silent.
Curious. It would seem a warp storm is forming. How very unexpected.
Is that all you have to say, Inquisitor? My battle brothers are lost. Every one of them. And you speak of this as if it is trifling happenstance. Damn you for your arrogance. By my blood, can it be so? A force of my bravest warriors cast into the horrors of the infernal warp by the hatred of the Eldari. Their names will not be forgotten.
Do not be so quick to count them among the honored dead. My servitors continue to deep scan the structure of the Space Hulk, and there appear to be energy traces that match those of Terminator power armor. By the Emperor's will, I believe your men live still, only scattered by the warp storm's turmoil.
Can it be? Yet I cannot reach them via the Voxnet.
My servitors are registering a response. They live, your Lexicanum among them. He has great fortitude and psychic might, that one. I will attempt to facilitate contact.
Aegios, do you hear me? Brother, are you there?
I am. Praise the angel I survived that insanity. What of Tahariel and the others?
Alive, I would hope. Our brothers have been translocated across the derelict, scattered from each other.
I will find them, Brother Captain. On the Red Grail, I so swear.
The Eldari ship entered a protective mode when the storm erupted. Your battle brothers will be confined inside sealed sections of the hull. Exocanum, heed me. I am transmitting the last known positions of the energy traces. Your men should be close by, but I cannot vouch if they are alive or dead.
Proceed with alacrity, Hagios. If you are not swift, it will be the tyranids who find our kinsman first.
I have located Tahariel. Brother Sergeant, do you hear me? Rise if you can.
Brother Lexicanum, is that you? What in all the known hell's happened to us back there?
A tempest of psychic force fell upon us, Tahariel. A warp storm. But the angel's wings surrounded us and shielded our souls.
But the others, my squad, my brothers, where are they? Tell me they still live. Tell me!
Temper your fury, my friend. Your men are still alive. But we must regroup, and do so quickly.
By the blood of the angel, I will not lose another brother on my watch. It shall not be.
I have found one of our kinsmen. He lies unconscious. Awaken, brother, in the name of Sanguinius. Brother, I see you. It is time to serve the angel again. Rise, kinsman. Rise and fight again, my friend. Blood Crusader, do you hear me? We have reunited the lost, and we are proceeding to our next target.
My hearts are stirred by your voice, Hagios. Once more the sons of Sanguinius march, fearsome and unstoppable.
Captain Lord Inquisitor, the great wreck comes closer to our forge world with each passing moment, and nothing seems to slow its advance. What is happening? Must I call for my adepts to abandon their manufactories and flee? To shut down our production lines and evacuate will be the greatest tragedy, a disastrous defeat for the Mechanicus.
You would do well to emulate some calm, Fabricator General. Your tech priests will not run. For the safety of the Imperium, I hereby forbid any vessel to lift off from Gorgonum.
How can you issue such an edict? I oppose this order in the strongest possible terms. You have neither the right to make such a demand, nor the means to enforce it.
If any of your cogs wish to violate a direct command from the Ordo Xenos, that is their choice, but I doubt that any of your kind will dare to do so.
This is Brother Captain Ubaldo. Do not fear, Lord Adept. My warriors are close to the completion of their mission. Hold your nerve, and I swear to you, the Blood Angels will prevail.
Captain Ubaldo, your attention. I have one last duty for your warriors to perform.
Pardon me, my lord, but I thought we were finished with your hunting games.
Not quite. I have been probing the waves of psychic power which unite the genestealer hordes. My servitors located traces of what seems to be a synapse creature, a monstrous form we know as a brood lord. It is the life sign that I mentioned before.
Aye, brother Captain, I sense it too. A twisted mind, bloated with great psionic power, leading the other feral creatures with a common will.
The Ordo Xenos have captured many Tyranid synapse creatures over the centuries, but never a genestealer broodlord. They are elusive, deadly, and cunning. They are always the first to arrive on a planet when the infestation begins.
As a prime threat to Gorgonum, it should be exterminated on sight.
No. I want it dissected in my vaults. Its extraction and study will greatly reduce the threat against your Forge World, Fabricator General. Be certain of that.
Destroying the Space Hulk serves the same goal, my lord.
True, but it would deprive us of a critical asset in the war against the genestealer threat. In service of a greater purpose for this world and thousands more threatened by the Tyranids, this must be done.
Brother Captain, if so ordered, we will accomplish this task among all others.
I trust your judgment, Tahariel. You may proceed.
Confirm the presence of the Broodlord. Psionic signature trace is in the red.
What foul Xenos is this? Brother, show it the wrath of the sons of Sanguinius! Weapons ready! Remember, we need to secure the remains!
Sergeant, deploy your squad at this waypoint. The psychic signals are peaking in that area.
What can you tell us about this synapse creature?
It would take far too long to give you a full history. All you need to know is the Broodlord is a larger, more intelligent genestealer. It acts as a nodal relay for the lesser members of the Brood, a hub enhancing their collective intelligence.
How does it fight?
They are not feral, mindless monsters like their kin, Brother Sergeant. The Broodlord has a strong sense of survival. It will not rush into conflict, but do not be fooled. It is even more deadly than its fellow broodlings. If cornered, it will put up a vicious fight.
I understand. We won't fail. The Ancient shows the way. Weapons ready!
We have lost contact. It's gone.
Fled into the depths of the Hulk.
Time, blood, and bolt shells all spent for nothing. I will not allow my men to take the blame for this failure.
On the contrary, Captain, this is a success. All the precious combat footage and sensor data will bring much-needed knowledge about the Broodlord. I admit I was not confident of a capture, but it was worth the attempt.
You used my warriors as bait? We will discuss this matter face to face, my lord. When this is all over, know that.
I welcome it, Captain Ubaldo. In the meantime, you would do well to recall that I am the only one who truly understands what your warriors are facing.
Brothers, I can feel it now. The Emperor's seal is close at hand. I know where it is. It calls me from deep below. It has chosen us to finish what the other Astartes began. The wolves found and secured this hallowed fragment of the Emperor's living will. Now, we will claim it back, in the name of the Imperium!
My brothers, this day will be long remembered. This deed will be written in the Great Hall of Baal and across the galaxy. Let nothing distract you from your duty. Bring back the seal of the Emperor. Sanguinius is with you!
Nothing will stand against us. Onward, brothers! For Sanguinius and the Emperor!
The seal is near. When they knew they were trapped here, the Space Wolves locked it away to preserve its sanctity. We will complete their task and liberate this holy relic from the darkness.
Many steadfast warriors fell in this place. They may have marched at the banner of another Primarch, but we will honor them as our brothers today.
We stand side by side with the wolves, as it should be.
Behold! Ahead lies the sacred reliquary.
We are blessed among our brothers. Now, let us succeed where so many failed.
We are blood angels. Our victory is assured.
Such great majesty. The seal of the Emperor is ours.
Brothers, I wish I could stand with you in this moment. You are touched by the radiance of the Master of Mankind.
All hatches secured by the Space Wolves have opened. Perhaps the will of the wolf is still here, guiding us beyond time and death. We have the relic. We must go. Now! Praise be Sanguinius for this glorious victory!
The seal is secure. I shall prepare the highest honor guard to stand sentinel around its reliquary aboard the Blood Crusader. We will have much to show our battle brothers when we return to the fortress monastery on Baal.
Before the Emperor's light, we remain humble in all things. We serve the Golden Throne and Holy Terror in the name of our Primarch. All the glory is in their name, and so shall it be for eternity.
I must admit, grudgingly, that the performance of your Astartes has been exemplary, Blood Angel. Despite our differences, you have done the Imperium's work here today, and your actions will be remembered by all loyal sons and daughters of Holy Terror. The Emperor is watching, and he knows your names.
Brother Captain, we're about to enter the hull of an Eldari Void Stalker. My auspex indicates high levels of radiation.
Those warships are equipped with very powerful energy cores. If this one is still active, it may just be what we need to break apart that hulk.
I sense a powerful psychic force ahead of us. I fear a Xenos synapse creature still roams the Stygian corridors of this derelict. Only I could oppose such a fiend. Only psychic might can overcome it.
Then we go. Brothers, follow my lead.
To reach the inner core, it would be faster to take one of those accursed Eldari portals.
May the Angel protect us from this abomination.
Attention! We are synchronizing all melter-charge detonators across the space hulk. When you're ready, we will trigger the explosions.
You will have little time to reach the extraction point, kinsman.
So be it. Our deaths are a fair trade for final victory.
Indeed. But sacrifice is not needed. An escape route exists. Now go! For the Angel! For the Emperor! The last charge is in place. Fabricator General, you may begin.
Confirmed! Initiating countdown to detonation!
Now, brothers, get out of there. Fall back to the boarding torpedo and disengage. Hurry! Before I am forced to pull the Blood Crusader away from the blast zone.
My servitors have detected an abnormal signature. A synapse creature has awakened. Beware, Astartes, for you have never faced the likes of this beast before.
Brothers, be on your guard! Kinsman, an inferno is wreaking havoc aboard the Hulk. The fires are encroaching on your position. Time is short. Do not tarry. The Space Hulk is splitting apart.
And so I witness the demise of the Forsaken Doom. It is fitting, centuries of study to reach this final moment.
Hull condition critical. Mission accomplished, kinsman. Return to the battle barge.
We have our victory. Costly and arduous, but victory nonetheless. The Forge World's safety is assured. Its manufactories will continue to feed the Imperium's righteous war machine. The Space Hulk is no more. Torn apart by fire, the Forsaken Doom broke into 1,000,000 pieces. Debris was consumed in the upper atmosphere of Gorgonum, purifying the Xenos threat with cleansing fire. However, with the prodigious burst of energy came a new, brief warp storm which swallowed the largest pieces of the wreckage. Each has been cast out to become the malignant seed of another Space Hulk. And inside, lying dormant, the lingering taint of the genestealers awaits, poised to infest everything that crosses their path. Slowly, they will grow, capturing derelicts and asteroids in the depths of the void. In time, it will only make things worse. But time is a much-needed commodity. Some say it may be the end of it, but not today. Not as long as the Holy Inquisition holds its vigil. Not as long as the forges of the Adeptus Mechanicus continue to burn. Not as long as a single blood angel lives. The sacred seal of the Emperor of Mankind was extracted from its abhorrent sarcophagus and returned to Holy Terra where it belongs. Acting above and beyond the call of duty, triumphing where other chapters had failed, the Blood Angels recovered much more than a precious relic. They brought a moment of hope. A small measure of illumination to the shadow of despair that shrouds the galaxy. Is it, as some suggest, an omen of greater wonders to come? Or a harbinger that the end is nigh? Only time will tell. For the Order Xenos, capturing specimens of the biodivergent genestealers is an invaluable boon. The greatest minds of the Inquisition and the Magos Biologis will study the arch-enemy in detail, hoping to unveil new flaws in this terrible species. As thousands of worlds are under threat of tyrannid infestation, any advantage we can gain will tip the balance between life and death for billions.